up, all my fight fans? So, bad news in the boxing world, right? Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. Guys, what the hell happened? I think I did a few videos on this regarding this, but at the end of the day, it's like, what's going on, right? Why did we get how did we get here? It's like, is there not enough money for these guys? Is there not enough time for these guys to, or not time, but money enough for these guys to get their own money, to get themselves paid so they can fight each other? Like, seriously, is there not enough? Because it's embarrassing. This is like this boxing has is by far one of the oldest sports known to man. That and probably wrestling, running, but maybe running as well. But yeah, boxing has been around forever. I'm talking about even the great George Washington was a boxer. Our first president of the United States was a boxer. So he's been known to have a few boxing matches and such in his time. So there was a few other people that, a bare knuckle boxing goes around forever as well. I'm talking, like, we're talking 1700s, earlier than that, probably. Maybe, who knows? Maybe even cavemen did that. More likely I see them wrestling though. But be that as it may, it's just sad to see, because at the end of the day, like, this is where we're at. This is the sport we all love. This is the sport that inspired so much more other combat sports. You had martial arts, you had all that stuff, but nothing was ever as big as boxing. When Joe Louis was around, when our Jack Dempsey, Joe Louis, these things were on the news. These were on newspapers. People got dressed. People were tuxedos. Women were in dresses. People would stop. The world would stop to watch these fights, because the fights meant something. When I was at Madison Square Garden, you're talking about hundreds and thousands of attendances, and all over the world, just around radios and TVs, and even before TVs were around, and trying to go into the stadiums, and just, like, imagine what the world would be like if what our technology was, if they had that technology back then, with the YouTube and the social media and all that stuff, with all the fights, how we were able to watch them. Those fights would probably even be that much more bigger. Imagine how big it would have been for the Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier, or George Foreman, or Ken Norton, or Sonny Liston. All these fights that we just loved and grew up seeing and grew up hearing about. There's fights that we even, before our time was even around, before I was even born, there's fights I even hear about. All the Muhammad Ali fights, all about the Sugar Ray Leonard fights, the Tommy Hearns, the Roberto Durans, and then of course the Sugar Ray Robinsons, and the Jake LaMotta's, and like I said, Joe Lewis's, the Rocky Marcianos, all these guys, great legends. Why? Because they fought, and they fought the best, and they fought the best when they were at their best. These guys, these legends, walked around and took pride in what they do. They really did. They took a lot of pride in what they do in the boxing world. And it's just sad. It's just sad to see this sport decaying like this, because it is. It is. It's really bad. Really bad. Boxing is so bad right now. Worse than I've ever seen. There are so many fights, potential fights that could be made, but I just see so much people protecting that old record. It's like everybody is so afraid to lose. Everybody is just so afraid to not be in charge, not be the A side. Yeah, I'm sure you guys get more money. I'm sure you guys get a little bit more a say in what goes on. That's another thing I got to say, guys. I hate that shit. I really do. I hate the shit where you get to choose the size of the ring. It should be just one size. I hate the fact that you get to choose the type of gloves. It should only be one glove. I hate the fact the biggest corporate, is how many broadcasters there are. There should be just one goddamn broadcast. One channel where we get to see all the fights. That's it. Showtime, ESPN, DAZN, PBC, all these other organizations. Guys, it's one sport. We don't need all these other broadcasters. If everyone wants to broadcast together, fine. Percentages all around. Everyone gets to broadcast. Everyone does it. You tune in, you get to hear your own person that you want to hear. You get to, if you want to hear that announcer from BBC, boom, choose that one. You want to hear DAZN, boom, choose that one. Choose ESPN, choose Showtime. But at the end of the day, it should be just one fight, one broadcast, one place where we could watch it all. And then we choose which one we want to watch it on. That's what I would feel like. You know, we have the streaming where we can just choose what we want to see. That should be it. Like, if I was able to invent something, it would be as some kind of platform where I can choose, okay, well, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence are going to fight. Do I want to watch it on Showtime? Do I want to watch it on PBC? Do I want to watch it on ESPN? Do I want to watch it on DAZN? Well, you know what? I'll watch it on this one. Don't matter. Everybody should be watching that fight. And it's sad because we're not getting that fight, and we're not getting it when we want to get it. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford are in the prime of their careers. Right now, Errol Spence is getting a little older. He is. Not Errol Spence. Terrence Crawford is getting a little older. I believe he's 36. Errol Spence is a little younger. But be that as it may, they're both still undefeated, both coming off great victories. You know, Errol Spence did have that car crash, unfortunately, but he did come back and he did win. And he's looking good. Why wait until one of these guys gets defeated? Why wait until one of these guys looks bad? And why? Because I feel like that's going down the route of Floyd Mayweather. We're like, okay, now it's time to fight him. Because now he looks like shit. Now because he's losing. Now because he lost a decision. Now because he got knocked out. That's not the best way to do it. Because I promise you, it's sure you're going to make more money. But at the end of the day, you're going to disappoint the fans even that much more. You're going to disappoint them over and over again. And how much is enough? How much is enough money? You're getting paid already millions and millions and millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. You're probably going to get paid at least 20, 30 million. Are you really telling me that's not enough money? Are you really going to sit there and say, oh no, I need more money. Let's wait. Let's let this wait longer. I promise you guys, it's not going to be a bigger than Mayweather and Pacquiao. There's a reason why those guys were bigger, because those superstars. Unfortunately, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford are not big superstars at this moment. If those two guys were able to box Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao in their time and possibly win, they would have became big superstars. That's what it needed. Everybody needs another superstar to become a superstar. No one just becomes a superstar. So they need that next elevation to do that. So, like, for example, Oscar De La Hoya needed Julio Cesar Chavez. And he got that. And he got that big superstar status. You know, and then Shane Mosley needed Oscar De La Hoya. And and he got it. He got that big superstar status. And then Floyd Mayweather needed Oscar De La Hoya. Boom, superstar. Manny Pacquiao needed Oscar De La Hoya. Boom, superstar. These guys, when they fought other superstars, they became superstars, especially when they beat them. When they beat them, they became household names. Canelo somehow is a rare occurrence because he went against another superstar. He was becoming a superstar himself within his own country, but then he fought Mayweather, gained a lot more public appearance and public knowledge, lost, but still regained even more. So that's what I'm saying. These guys needed that. They need, Terrence Crawford needed a Pacquiao, Errol Spence needed a Floyd Mayweather, or vice versa. And they were actually pretty close, I heard, at one time. Not with Mayweather, but I heard Manny Pacquiao was pretty close to boxing either Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence. They actually were lined up before, unfortunately, he had that accident. Or no. Yeah, I think it was. I think it was either before he had that accident or after. I'm talking about Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao. Could be wrong on that one. But nonetheless, guys, it's very disappointing that we didn't get this fight. Are we going to get in 2023? I don't know. I really don't know. And you know what? We're at that point where people are just getting more frustrated and more disappointed on everything regarding this. And we're going to see more trends like this. And hopefully one day boxing gets fixed and we stop with this whole protecting our records, undefeated records, and getting more money. Because that's not what the sport's about. It's about the best fighting the best. So go in there, be at your best, fight the best when you are at your best. Show us what you're really made of. Otherwise, we're always going to question it. It's very unfortunate, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.